back, everyone, to the Market Intel Report. My name is Troy. I'll be your host, and I'm sitting here today with Rahim from OCI Group. Rahim, can you tell me a little bit about yourself and tell us who you are? And
Sure.
yeah,
I've been in investment banking for about 20 years now. Spent time at CIBC, at Scotiabank, at another independent investment bank. And OCI started about 12 years ago. A couple of us got together and thought there was an underserved market in cross-border international transactions. And so OCI started 12 years ago, and since then we're about 105, 110 people across the world, 11 offices in 7 different countries in China, in the Middle East, in Africa, India, Canada, US. And we focus on cross-border mergers, acquisitions, helping companies raise capital, primarily focused on small cap companies that need a veil of international opportunities.
right. Okay, so tell me a bit about your relationship with SoLVBL, how you kind of found them, why you decided to invest in them.
Sure. They started a few years ago. We knew one of the principals at the time, and they were building a blockchain technology, and they wanted to raise some capital. So we got together with a few other people that we knew and said, blockchain's a hot space, and let's put some money into this, because we thought they were building a very cool technology focused on the supply chain world, and we understood what blockchain was, and we understood what the need was for tracking of opportunities in the supply chain vertical. So we made investments a couple of years ago into the company, and like most things, it ebbed and it flowed. And the background piece of technology that they actually created is a technology called Q, and they've sort of ebbed and flowed and ebbed and flowed. And what they really found was the value was in this technology called Q that they created. So we continued to invest, and we on every round that they raised capital on. And they got to a point where it was time for them to go public. So they went public about 7 months ago. And we've enjoyed the ride with them since.
Awesome. So I actually want to dive in a little bit deeper about their technology.
Sure.
Where, blockchain authentication exists and has existed for quite some time now. So I'm curious to know what's proprietary about Q by SoLVBL,
right,
that you guys actually hold a patent for. What is unique about what you guys do, what they do, that makes it so special?
That's a great question, actually, because as we did our homework on the former technology, which was the blockchain focused on the supply chain verticals, you saw a ton of companies. Like, there were companies that had supply chain for like honeybees all the way down to all over the place. And we sort of thought that, well, it was becoming a bit of a commodity. So how was SoLVBL going to differentiate itself? And the CEO did a great job of really focusing on differentiating Q as the standalone technology that they've been able to leverage and build and grow. And what made Q interesting and sort of knocked our socks off when we heard about what they were developing was 2 things. One is the ability to verify data was super important, and B, it was about the number of transactions they could execute on, doing 150,000 transactions a second. So if you wanted to talk about those two pieces and what sort of stood out for us on that.
Okay, so practically, let's say I'm a bank, or I'm a doctor's office, a hospital. Practically speaking, and give me an example of how I would use this technology.
Sure. Easiest way to look at it is you are sending, if let's use the hospital as an example. Everything's being done online these days because of what's happened, unfortunately, in the world the last year and a half. Everyone has moved bits and pieces of their life to going online, whether that's from your Amazon purchases to your banking to your, whatever you're doing. A lot of stuff's happening online. And so now, if I'm sending, as an example, a health record to somebody, I'm going to be a little worried because I want to make sure that my data is going to be going from where I'm sending it. It's not getting stopped in the middle. And when it arrives, I want to make sure my data is going to be okay there. And when I take it back. So the best way to look at that is, I'm sending a health record. Q by SoLVBL is going to wrap my health record, and it's going to get sent to a hospital or to wherever it is. Now, let's say there's a bad actor that wants to come in and cyber attack the hospital, right? Hold it for ransom. There's a bit of this, I'm sure you guys have seen, there's a lot of ransomware attacks that have taken place. So now if somebody goes in, cyber attacks the hospital, I got to be worried about what's happening to my data. When I pull my data back out, that wrapper has protected my data. So even if the hospital does get attacked, you're not gonna be able to you can tamper with the data, but when I get it back, if I look at it, they're going to be able to tell me, yeah, your data is you sent in an X and you got back an X. So that's the part that really stood out for us, because the way technology is going, unfortunately, there are bad actors in the world who are going to try and find ways to poke holes and go into cyber attacks. So saying that you can stop a cyber attack is like saying no one's ever going to be able to break into my house.
Which is extremely important in today's world.
They'll figure out a way, right? Someone will parachute in if they have to. But if you can protect what you sent in and what you get back, that's sort of invaluable to us.
It's worth its weight in gold pretty much these days. Everything is running off data, and data security is probably one of the fastest growing industries right now. So SoLVBL's up 30% in the past week. So tell me a little bit about your plans with them for the future. What are their plans, moving forward? I know they've recently got a sizable investment, and tell me a little bit about what the plans are for the future.
Yeah, no. So a couple of things have been interesting. So they raised $4 million at 7 cents, and and the investors like us that all came in at that point as well, quite happy because the stock's sitting up at about 16, 17 cents right now. So it's been a nice run there, first of all. So the company's fully cashed up for the next couple of years, depending on how much they want to grow, and we hope that they want to grow exponentially fast because there's more capital out there for the type of work that they're doing. So we're hopeful that they're going to continue to hire tech talent and sales talent, and sales talent will lead to sales, and sales will lead to the need for more tech talent, and sales will lead to better stock prices, and sales will lead to revenue and the ability to raise additional capital. So that's what we sort of believe the company has the opportunity to do. Now, what's happened in the past 2 weeks, in addition to the capital that was raised about a month and a half ago, they got some really good news from the U.S. Patent Office that they're essentially there on a patent, which was great. And second, they hired a cryptographer, an independent cryptographer, to test their data sets. So some good news there they've had coming, and we believe that there should be more news to come from them now.
Amazing. Look forward to following it. Awesome. Thank you so much for joining me, Rahim. That was the Market Intel Report. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and we'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.
Thanks.